down here at LIU. It's me, Sunman Patu, the king of YouTube. And I knew I was going to meet some divine souls today. So I'd like to introduce somebody who's very influential in the knowledge circle. One of the leaders of the knowledge revolution. His name is Doc Muta. Yeah.
Doc Muta, Doc's in the house. How y'all doing?
Yeah, I'd like to ask you a question. How's your trip to New York so far? How you enjoying it?
New York has been good. I've been here before. And in fact, I was at this university a couple years ago with Black Doc, good brother out of the Bronx who brought me up here to speak. So I'm just here hanging out today with Brother Raziel and another brother I haven't met before named R.A. Waldron.
Okay.
So I'm just hanging in today, just talking to people.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question that's a little off topic, right? Because it's actually a subject that's going to affect all of us in the very near future. Today I read on CNN.com that Israel just had its largest war drill ever. They're preparing for war with Iran. And we all know that like World War III is really sprouting out of the Middle East this time. So you have any insight into what's going on, the gathering of the armies in Israel right now, and how it relates to worldwide circumstances, especially the black people in the West?
Well, you know, it's something interesting. I recently came across some information that said that would have been a good, let me back up on that. I think that would have been the first one. That would have been a good question for Albert Einstein, because I recently came across the information that said he didn't support what was going on in Israel based on the letters and things that were written about him. So I thought that was kind of an interesting man, instrumental in creating a war weapon, and allegedly had ties to Israel, was in fact not for what's going on in Israel. He wasn't for the Israel being the state, all of that. That's what we are controversy. My own particular take on it is that whatever people are trying to get to land that somebody else feels deserves from all the way around. That's the basic issue that's at the heart of the Middle East in general. And what's going on with Israel and the whole Jewish state situation. So it could easily jump off. I mean, it really has never stopped. I mean, they've always been warned. So I don't, you know, if we're talking about World War III, then we just call it an escalation. So my other perspective of it would be in terms of how it affects the spirit of the people. Always the spirit of the people suffer being caught in the middle of a political football between somebody else's political maneuvers. And that's the tragedy of that situation. You know, I mean, you know, you got Palestinians, they're innocent. You got innocent Jewish families, they're innocent. People just caught in the middle of somebody else's mess. You know what I mean? So that's what I hate to see about it. The families that are suffering spiritually and physically.
Okay. I got a question for you. I was listening to, a person on Twitter posted a link. I believe her name is Eba_Oshun. And she had posted a link that was talking about dolphins and the Earth Star chakra, right? And in that link, it said that the sun is moving into a part of the galaxy called the photon belt. And I was wondering if you could maybe enlighten us on the photon belt, and particularly what effect it will have on our people.
Well, the photon belt is really, just imagine a belt you put on, really. You know, and so the Earth itself is moving into this particular energy. This photon belt is like an energy that's around the United States. It's almost like a membrane that surrounds the cell that is the Earth. Okay. And as the Earth moves, because the Earth goes through cycles, it's going to, what they're telling us is going to go through that particular energy belt. And when it does, it's going to raise the vibration of the planet.
Great.
That's all that's about. The connection with the dolphins, you understand? I mean, in mythology tells us that man was brought to the earth by the dolphins.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
So that's how we got here. That's why the dolphins is the one of the highest form of communication outside of insects, which is our very highest form of communication.
Wow. Okay.
peep the movie Men in Black and look at it real good, because that's what that's about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so dolphins are the one, however, that brought humanity. The sperm or the egg was put into the dolphin. He came from outer space. He came to this planet. He brought humanity here. So that's why the connection of dolphins and humans has always been something that's been homegrown. So they play a very important part in mythology, and the legend has it that they still have secrets of if we learn how to communicate with them. And there are actually people who are trying to learn how to communicate with dolphins because they feel these dolphins actually have something to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody may seem like that's crazy, but they're still trying to figure out the code. And dolphins, as you know, have a great sonar. We've used these animals, and they're literally almost humans in wars, right? We've used them to try to communicate. So it's all kind of things that's going around the whole dolphin mythology. But increasingly, we've already started entering the photon belt. Now, I've spoken on this a lot. The energy is already changing. People are speeding up. If there are things that are going wrong in your life, there are things that are going right in your life, it's all part of the cycle that's happening. You may have been in a position where last year everything was cream. Now all of a sudden things around you seem to be falling apart. That's all a part of the cycle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We're speeding up, and human beings, if we don't change with the alignment, getting alignment, right, because your cells are speeding up, and right now, if you're really tired, it's because you need more iron. As we move into the photon belt, to this particular energy, then it's going to require more iron. So a lot of people are going to start becoming more anemic, for example, because of this lack of iron.
Okay.
But it has to happen. So, you're going to see a lot of other little changes like that. So if your cells, if you don't speed up your cells through right eating and right thinking, the human being as the species of people are going to start dying out. A lot of people are not going to be living as long as they're supposed to be living. You know what I mean? People are going to get to age 40, they're going to revert to back when the 1800s, when people were starting to die at age 40. There's going to be a lot of people starting to die around age 40. But then again, those people who can advance will have longer lifespans because they will have poured in the higher cell residue. And that's what you're going to have to do, and that's going to really come through your ability to be able to transmute the foods that you eat. Also, your higher intake of water, and being able to assimilate more of the food that you eat, and that will connect with your thinking. If you do not change, this is what it means by the high vibration, and that the people will change in the twinkling of an eye.
Okay.
If they don't change, you're going to be in trouble.
Okay. By the way, today is the day of Pentecost, so I know there's a lot of spirit in the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm spiritually promiscuous myself. You can't trap me in a box, man. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't written. But there's a lot of validity what you're saying, especially based on entertainment. There was a movie. What's that movie with the guy? He got a big hand. He's red.
Oh, you're talking about Hellboy.
Hellboy. I believe in part 1, they had a dolphin connected to some machines. The military was using this dolphin to communicate or to make weapons of war. And I know that for a fact. I believe Azazel Bey had mentioned something about the Montauk Project and how the dolphins, they use HARP technology, HARP, and they use the frequencies that dolphins emit to find submarines and even to destroy things.
Right. Right.
So I appreciate the jewels, man, and I'm sure the YouTube crowd is going to eat this right up, man.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Yeah, so if you ever have any jewels to drop, man, I'm right here. I'll be here till the God hour, 7 o'clock.
Come to YouTube, MySpace.
How do we contact you?
You can find me.
What's that?
RedPillMessenger.com.
RedPillMessaging.com.
Messenger.
RedPillMessenger.com.
Right.
All right. Appreciate that. Doc, you'll be up in a few minutes, man. Hotel.
Yeah.
Cool. Any particular name you want this, or just interview with Doc Muta?
That's good.
That'll work.
Yeah, so, phonetic spelling.